What is up? What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Today is our second live today. We did a live a couple of hours ago. Went really well. What's up, Mackenzie? How's your guinea pigs? How's your guinea pigs doing? So, I always love doing two lives in one day. I feel like doing two lives is so crucial when we're trying to bring awareness to cases. So, really happy. See, you're not that you're early, you're on time. Appreciate you. What's up, Linda? What's up? Nona L. Nona Linda. Amy, you're good. Amy, yeah, you're late. We've been live for 10 minutes. Just kidding. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Skulls, what's up? Jessica, C, ask your question. Go right ahead. Um, Hopefully you guys are doing well. We're still bringing awareness. What's up, Ted? We're still bringing awareness for Amy Bradley. What's up, Jenny B? What's up, Paige? Chicky Bean, did it work? Chicky Bean, tell me it worked. Tell me it worked. Anyone who was having issues with, hey Jenny Lynn, anyone that was having issues with, no, it didn't work, never mind. Disregard what I was about to say. C, did Amy share a room with her family, or was she in a room by herself when she went missing? No, so she shared a room with her family. So the room itself, there you go, Tiffany. Good, Eva. Jen B. So C, no, she shared a room with the family. So it was one big bed and then a pull-out sofa. And what's up, Jose? A pull-out sofa and then like a little like chair, and that was it. So mom and dad were on the in the regular bed. What's up, Wins? And her and Brad were on the pull-out couch, the pull-out sofa. There's a lot of speculation about that room. I think a lot of people were asking a lot of those questions too, like why would they share a room? Well, the reason they shared a room is because this awesome C, this trip was because Ron won. Like it was almost like a sales thing. I'm in sales. Like typically, when you do really well, you get sent on a trip. That's the way that they reward you for sales. And it's typically, what's up, Matt? It's typically usually like one and one, like for you and like one other person. They actually paid a couple $1,000 extra, got permission to have the kids come. They couldn't, have two additional rooms. They had one room. So that's why they ended up being in the same room together. Desaloo. Nancy. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, can we move on with the fact that I was 1.3 minutes late to this live? I was trying to do my best. My dog had to go out, and he was like, listen, I know you got a live to do, but I got to take a pee. And he just decided to look at me for 4.5 minutes out on the grass. Like, he was like, you got to go somewhere? You can wait. And I said, you win. So I was like, wow. Like, thanks, bro. My whole life revolves around a four-legged animal. It's fine. It's fine. He is the man. He is the man. Good evening, Jessica. So anyways, guys, that's why they were sharing a room. Matt, I can see that her family would know what happened. I can see that her family would know what happened just based off the short time the dad was asleep. It's hard, Matt, because it's hard to say like that people would know, specifically what would happen. It's tough, right? There's a lot of creators out there that believe one thing, other creators up Shanny that believe other things. I'm okay with that. Like, I respect everyone's opinion. I was speaking to someone earlier just through comments, another creator that like was like, yeah, I've gone back and forth. And I was like, yeah, me too. Like, it's always going to evolve, and it's good, guys. It is good that some people go against me. It is good that some people don't agree with me, because that's how we're going to get answers. I don't want everyone to believe one stance, believe one way. No, it's okay. Believe your thing. I'm cool with it. Because I think we can still learn from each other. So this person probably knows who they are. I saw them pop on real quick, and I saw that they were here. I don't know if they're still here, but this person knows who they are. Recently just replied to this person. I was like, yeah, it's been brutal, right? Going back and forth. I get it. But I like it. I think it's, as long as it's kept respectful, which it always has been with this creator, I have no problem with it. No problem. And this creator is a good creator too. So I know you guys are going to ask this question, so I want to make sure that I throw it out there right now. Is there any new information? No. So the truth is, guys, there's not a lot of new stuff. Brad right now is in DC trying to figure out Jose, right? Brad's in DC for a couple days. He told me yesterday he had a few things going on. I do know a little bit more than you guys do, just like Sandy Ann probably does if she's listening as well. But we can't disclose any of it. We want to make sure that we're all hoping that the good stuff. It's so much back and forth. It's craziness. So we don't know what's going on there. Like I have some ideas, but we can't go into it. So the new stuff is Brad's in DC right now, working on trying to get some more information for his sister. We know about the girl Elizabeth who overheard the other girl say Senorita kidnapped, Senorita kidnapped. People were asking, what about that girl, Senorita kidnapped? Where is she? Leah, it's intriguing, right? And turns out that girl that said Senorita kidnapped was brought to the back of the bar and never seen again. So it's tough. That's really the only new stuff. What's up, Max? How you been? So that's the only new stuff. I still, guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I still cannot get behind the people that say she went overboard. I think Amber, like I respect what you're saying. She went overboard. I just can't get behind it because we would have had a body wash up. We would have had body fragments wash up. We would have had clothing fragments wash up. We would have had something, and we have zip. Nothing. And here's the other thing, guys. If she did actually go overboard and Royal Caribbean wanted to make it look like she went overboard, they would have planted something at this point. They would have made it out to be like, yep, she went overboard, see? But we don't have that either. So something tells me that's not the case. I would so love to find her. This breaks my heart. She can go aboard. 100% Leah, that's what we're doing. We want to keep talking about it. Desilu, I agree. See, I haven't heard about the Senorita Kidnapped. Could you explain? Sure can. So Senorita Kidnapped is a girl. Okay, so there was like an 18, 19-year-old girl. She was in the Viking Lounge the next day. And she was seen with Amy and a few other people on the ship. And she started running out from the back of the Viking Lounge saying, Senorita Kidnapped, Senorita Kidnapped. Meaning like someone got kidnapped. But we haven't been able to hear from her. And apparently she was whisked away and never seen again. So it's hard to even really verify that, but that's what we were told. And a little classy, I agree. You know, I said this, guys, earlier. Did she work for the cruise? Yes. She worked for the cruise. So I said this earlier, guys, a couple days ago. I said, something tells me this doesn't make sense. So guys, hear me out real quick. So this is me looking on the other side of the coin. This is me kind of being like, I don't know if I really believe this. And I like to always emphasize for you guys to think critically. So I said this on a couple lives ago, if you guys remember, and I said, if this girl really yelled out Senorita Kidnapped, do you really think they would have allowed that if something nefarious was going on? They would have been like, hey, go get her. Go take care of her. She can't be doing it. What's up? Nope. She can't be doing that. But then Sandy Ann jumped on. She goes, no, they whisked her away in the back of the bar, and she hasn't been seen or heard from again. And I was like, oh, okay. That answers that. So now I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. So that's what we know. So that's the Senorita Kidnapped lady. So again, we don't know much about her, but that's all we know. They can't find her through some sort of logs of who worked on the cruise. So that's the thing, is a lot of people have been asking about logs for the cruise, who worked on the cruise, who did not work on the cruise. The FBI has those logs of who worked on the cruise at the time and who worked for many years after the whole situation. What's up, Jamrock? But we don't have access to that, unfortunately. The FBI has access to that. And a lot of people are also asking, why don't we have FBI involved with this? They are involved with it, but they're only dealing with the investigator. And if a couple people have been asking, what's up, Lisa, about Sandy Ann? So Sandy Ann is a friend of the Bradley family. I think she grew up a couple streets over from them, so that's who she's not an investigator, but she's looking for answers as we all are. That's who Sandy Ann is. And she's been pretty good. I want to make sure, guys, I'm answering. There was a bunch of questions that all came in. Jen B, you said, what was the source? Who was the source on that? The source was Sandy Ann was the one that brought it up. The Bradley family mentioned that. And from what I understand, it was from the investigator. That information came from the investigator and then reiterated by the Bradley family, then reiterated again by Sandy Ann. Doing good. You're welcome, Jen B. So unfortunately, there's not enough new information for stuff. There's not enough new information to go off of. But that's what's going on right now. That's what's up right now. I still have people contact me thinking I'm Amy. It's been crazy. Honestly, I think, is it Powerpuff Pigs and Mom? Just looking at your picture, you have short hair, and it's like any woman who has short hair, like, yep, it's gotta be Amy. It's gotta be Amy. And I always say, guys, if you see someone that looks like Amy, stop trying to take videos and post it on TikTok. Send the video to Amy Bradley is missing at gmail.com. Let them figure it out. Stop putting it all on there. It's not full heart and soul. It's just too much. It's just too much. So, yes, Sarah, I agree with you. I don't believe the family's involved at all, at least in anything bad. I don't know who said this. It's like two punches together. It said, why is Brad in Washington, D.C.? I can't disclose all the information as to why he's in D.C., but I can tell you that, hello, Lugooch, I can tell you that he's in D.C. for his sister. That's all I can tell you. And there it is. That's all I can really tell you there, unfortunately, guys. But we should know more. We should know more soon. So another girl potentially went missing from this ship, insinuated kidnapped girl. Correct. However, she was not a U.S. citizen. She was, I always say this incorrectly, and please, guys, understand. I'm just trying to figure out how to say it. She was an international or foreign employee. That's probably the best way I can put it. A foreign employee. So there may be, Liz, no, not right now. It doesn't. There may be some people looking for her, like her family or whatever, but we don't know much about her. But from what we know, she was a foreign employee, an international employee. I mean that with the respectful way. I just don't know how to word it, but yes, an international employee. My brother would never have stopped searching me even if something happened. Yeah, I mean, he's doing the right things. Brad's doing the right things. I was thinking she could have went missing too, but she has no one to look for her. That's the problem, Katie, is there may not be anyone to look for her. You're welcome, Crime Talk. You got you. Jamie Barnett will be live tonight at 8 on International. Oh, man, Kendra. So I was talking to Seth Barnett, and him and I are going to work together to bring answers for his sister, Ashley, because she also had an issue on a cruise ship. And her mom, and Seth's mom, was actually on this cruise with Amy Bradley. It was also on the Netflix documentary. So I am going to be working a little bit with him when he's good and ready, because we want to make sure he brings some answers there as well. I wish we knew her name. I know. I don't know her name. I can tell you that other people do. Thanks, Kendra. So, real quick, before we go back, just a real quick pulse check. Can you repeat about Seth? Who is he? Yes, so Seth is Seth Barnett. His sister, Crime Talk, is Ashley Barnett. She went missing off a cruise as well. And apparently she's on cruise ship. She's on one of the Cruise Ship Killers episodes as well, but he said it's not accurate. And it's also on a 48-hour, the show 48 Hours. It's also on that. But his sister went missing on a cruise ship, and his mom was actually like a passenger advocate or passenger experience person on Amy Bradley's cruise ship, and she was also on the Netflix documentary, and she was interviewed briefly about it. So I agreed to do some work with him to find some answers for his sister. If you guys notice, I try to find answers for a lot of people. What's up, Lori? I try to find as many answers as I can for people, especially like if they don't have, if it's gone cold. I have a real specific way of asking questions and getting answers, so whatever I can do. And guys, real quick, you guys can see this pinned comment here. Remember to report and block the old account. Thanks, Sarah. My old account, Laugh and Grind, was hacked. I have zero affiliation with it. I have no access to it. We've been reporting it like crazy. Eventually, TikTok will take it down, but it hasn't yet. So all the new followers that I see you guys popping up on here, I greatly, greatly appreciate you. But again, yeah, that last account, it got hacked. And, it is what it is. So again, all the new followers, I greatly appreciate you guys. See, 100%. So that's the other thing is I am going to continue. This live is actually going to be recorded, and it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So there are some people that are not able to watch all my lives because they're international. Just the time zones don't line up. So you guys will be able to do it there. Hey, if you guys have set this live, if you guys want, if you want to go let him know, Grind is live right now. I can hop on afterwards because sometimes he just kind of hops off randomly. If he wants to hop in here, we can chat with him here. If anyone wants to do that, that's perfectly fine. But I do want to make sure he's putting out whatever he's got to put out. I don't want to like bombard him. So that's probably most likely going to be the next case that we focus on, along with Mara Murray. If you guys know anything about Mara Murray, but we'll get to that. I still want to focus on Amy for now. I think it's important. Do you think she's alive? I do. Tiffany, it's more or less frisky girl. It is what it is. It's all part of life, right? I do think she's alive. It's based on a gut feeling. I think a lot of people, a lot of people don't know this, but anyone who's prior law enforcement here or married into law enforcement or knows anyone that's in law enforcement, over 90% of cases get solved based on gut feeling. And my gut feeling says she's still alive. Lily, there's no new leads, but there's some new information. Brad currently is in DC advocating for his sister. We don't have any new information right now, but that's where Brad is right now. Awesome, Marissa. Yeah, Kayla Williams, myself, Sandy Ann will probably know a little bit more information before you guys do, but once we do, and I'm going to make sure, listen, whatever happens with Washington, I think it's best that it comes from Brad. I don't want to be the one to say it. I know Sandy, and I don't want to speak for her, but I think I can safely do that right now and say she's not going to want to put out the news. So if Brad feels comfortable saying whatever he's got to say, it should definitely come from Brad. If he says, hey, don't mention it, I'll do it, I'm going to 100% respect that. How do you feel about James Renner? I'm definitely not a fan. I'm not worried about publicity. No. Carrie, I'm going to answer you real quick. Teaspoon, do you worry about publicity endangers her? No. Trust me, guys, if she's part of a trafficking ring, they don't care. They're making billions. You think they care about this? They don't care. How do you feel about James Renner? I'm definitely not a fan. So James Renner's definitely on one side of the fence, right? He doesn't see the other side of the fence, and I'm okay with that. I can learn some things from James Renner, believe it or not, because there's things that he brought up that I didn't think of. So I think we can all learn from each other. Do I have any ill will towards him? No, I respect his opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. I would love to chat with him live, even if it's predetermined questions, just so him and I can just chat, because I think he can learn from me and I can learn from him. I don't have any ill will towards him. Like I said, I respect the man's opinion. He feels firm that that's his stance. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm only here to help people think critically and think objectively. And I think I've done you guys tell me right now, do you guys think I've done a pretty good job helping people think critically? Just let me know. Or I can shut up. It's up to you. Do you think it's possible she went overboard earlier in the night? Maybe the dad is just off on time. I think Crime Talk, what it comes down to, appreciate you guys. I think anything that has to do with overboard is really hard for me because let's leave FBI out of it, right? And I appreciate all this stuff, guys. You guys are saying all your positive comments. Thank you. Crime Talk. It's hard for me to get on the side of what if she went overboard, right? What if is okay, but we don't have a body. We don't have body fragments. We don't have clothing fragments. They were pulling into port. I was able to speak with a couple of passengers that were on her ship, and they confirmed at around that time, around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, they were literally pulling into port. Literally pulling into port, which means they're not moving very fast, which means the propellers are not moving very fast, which means that negative pressure that sucks you in almost like an airplane engine, it's not moving fast enough to do that. So if she did go into the water, someone would have heard her scream as she was falling 80 feet. They would have heard her hit the water. They would have heard her splish splashing around. None of those things happened. Also, last thing, Crime Talk, is this was around 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up. So people were on their balconies taking pictures. They're all awake. They know they're getting to Curacao. There was literally over 1,000. Well, I think there was about 500 people on that side. Not a single person saw or heard anything. So I still can't get behind the overboard thing. Is it possible? Absolutely. I think anything is possible. But personally, I don't have enough evidence to not provide, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have enough evidence to support that thought, if that makes sense. Appreciate you, Donna. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? Appreciate your Crime Talk. Marissa, I've seen you. You said you're a medium. I've been reading. It's hard for me to respond to all of you guys, but I'm trying to do my absolute best. Was it New York native? She fell over. It was really early in the morning. People were asleep. They didn't hear. So New York native. That's NY native. So I'm okay with that statement, right? But it's not correct because people were awake at that point. What's up, other people? People were awake at that point. People would be up and about, looking at the sunrise, being on the balcony, being up, getting ready to get off the ship. People would have been awake. People would have seen something. If this happened at like 3 a.m., that's different. A lot of people just say, well, what if it happened at 3 a.m.? Maybe it did. But we don't have any evidence that proves that. Or not proves, but supports that. At least not right now. Appreciate you, Sadian. I try to do my best. You're eating breakfast, Donna? What the hell time is it over there? Didn't Brad say he thinks maybe she was removed from the ship on the water side while docked? Yes, okay, so let me talk about that real quick. Marissa, I agree with you. Let me talk about that. So I think a lot of people hear Brad evolving his statements. However, Brad has not said one thing and then retracted it and said, oops, I meant to say this. Can anybody confirm that before I go any further? He hasn't said, oh, this happened. Oh, wait, no, I shouldn't have said this actually happened. If you guys notice, that's never happened yet. Can you guys confirm that real quick? It's never like, oh, this happened. Oh, no, what, my bad. I meant this. It's never happened, right? What he is doing is giving us more and more information. So I did this on my earlier live, and I said, hey, should we do it again? Do you guys want to do that real quick virtual role play that we did earlier? Because I know there's a lot more people here, and there's a lot more new people. You guys remember that role play I did about 9/11, and it had to do with Brad? Do you guys remember that I did this earlier? You guys want me to do that real quick? Because I think there's a lot of new people here, and I know there's also some fellow creators here too. All right, so let's do this real quick. And guys, all the follows, I saw a bunch of your follows, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Means a lot. So thank you guys. Real quick. So, yes or no, do you remember what you were doing September 11th, 2001, when the planes went into the building? Just by yes or no. Do you remember what you did? Remember, this is my analogy for Brad and how Brad's statements are evolving. Okay, so you know how you all said yes? Perfect. Can anyone tell me by yes or no? Yes or no, do you remember what you did September 3rd, 2001? Yes or no? September 3rd, yes or no? 2001. Perfect. Now, here's where the analogy comes in. If I were to say to you, and again, this is hypothetical, right? Stop it, Crime Talk. This is a hypothetical. If I said to you guys right now, you remember what you did September 3rd? We went to that restaurant, remember? And that waiter came over, the one with the blue hat, and then you go, oh my God, that's right. Do you see how that, now would you think that's a valid statement that I just made? I know it's a hypothetical. But if someone said, no, remember we went to that restaurant with the guy with the blue hat, see how like the memories, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that's right. That was September 3rd, that's right. Do you see how you start to remember things? Because something just happened, something just triggered the memory, it resurfaced the memory. That's what's happening with Brad right now. That's what's happening with Brad. The more he's talking about it, his statements are evolving. They're not changing, they're evolving. We're getting more information. So we're getting tidbits, then we're getting more tidbits, we're getting more tidbits. Because the more he talks about it, those memories are resurfacing. When something traumatic happens like 9/11, that's all your brain focuses, not your body, but your brain focuses on. His family, he lost a member of his family. His family went through a traumatic experience. So he's blocked a lot of stuff out. But if he starts talking about it and people start asking questions like I'm doing, he goes, oh wait, that's right. And his information begins to evolve. So guys, what do you think of that analogy? Does that help you guys understand, like, at least in my opinion, that Brad's not changing his information, it's evolving? Does that make sense? He's fine. I know you guys can hear. He's fine. So that makes sense, right? So that's what it is. And also one more thing, guys, before we move on, one more thing. You guys know Crime Talk. You probably don't know this. And the only reason why I'm saying you is just because you and I were chatting. Brad and I, you guys know, Brad and I did not see eye to eye at the very beginning. You guys know that. I was very against Brad, how he operates, a lot of stuff, right? You guys know that. I was on my old account. I did a lot of videos against the family. Brad, through private message, we talked, and I told him, look, I understand you don't like what I'm saying, but this is how we're going to get answers. You may not like them. Some of these answers are not, some of these questions that I'm asking, you're not going to like. But this is how we're going to find answers for your sister. If you want answers, these are the questions that have to be asked. And some of these answers are going to be very difficult for you. And he did like a little punch emoji. Pretty much like, all right, let's do it. Ever since then, everything Brad's ever said to me has shown up on podcasts, shown up on interviews, all that stuff. All of that stuff. And he's been very consistent ever since. And I think you guys can agree, Brad has been very consistent ever since. Jen B, weren't you kind of angry at Brad? I wasn't really angry at Brad. I was frustrated because I'm trying to find answers and you're yelling at me. You're getting mad at me. I'm like, we're supposed to be on the same page here. But then the more we spoke and the more we talked about it, Jen B, he understood, like, look, this is part of reporting. This is part of, like, there's going to be things you don't like. Like, here's another thing, guys. I know I keep going on this rant. I promise I'll stop in a second. You guys do know by yes or no, right? By yes or no, guys, you guys do know that when something happens to a person, the first ones that the police look at is the people closest to them. And in this case would be the family, right? If there's a significant other present, they look at that person. That's how it is. Can you guys all agree? Right? Yeah, all yeses, right? So I don't know anything about Brad, at least not at the time. I didn't know anything. So what did I do? I went to the family. I did exactly what any investigator would have done. No, I'm not law enforcement anymore. I was, but not anymore. But I did the same thing I would have always done, and I went to the family. Once I realized the family stories was checking out and they were lining up and it made sense and more information was connecting the dots, I said, okay, let's move on to a new theory. Now, if something comes out that they lied, it is what it is. I was wrong. I don't have to deal with it. They would. But for right now, everything that's been said has been lining up and nothing has changed. It's evolved, which means we're getting more information, but nothing has changed. So that was a very long-winded rant. I am so sorry. So sorry. But I wanted you guys to know that. And also, guys, you guys have been great. You guys tag me in so many things, so many different videos, which I love. What do you guys, like, Brian, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I try to look the best I can, look at every single comment, and I try to look at every single tag. Sometimes I get tagged like 70 or 80 times in a day. Sometimes it's like multiple tags in the same video from different people. So I do my best. Just know that I'm trying my best to get in, just respond to every single one of you. It takes me some time. But as we're building up this account, we want to make sure we're doing it. I wonder if Amy and the family have made contact and they will not divulge for confidential reasons. No, Mark, they have not. I would have known that. Ange, so let me just do this because Ange just reminded me. So, Ange, this is a new account. My last account was hacked. I have no affiliation with that account. I have zero access to that account. So please report that account for scam, fraud. Eventually TikTok will take it down. And if you don't mind, please follow here. But this is the new page. This is the new account. Nothing I can do about it. It was hacked. So yes, Ange, to answer you, yes, this is my new account. All right. Did you see the theory about Amy Barrows? I did, and still can't get behind it. Crystal, yeah, we just gotta keep doing it. I continue to keep reporting it. The more we do it, eventually TikTok will just get annoyed because it's all based on AI and algorithms. If more and more people do it and just keep doing it consistently, eventually they'll just say we're taking it down. Why did they ask for prayers today at 2? Sunny Side Up. That's an awesome name. Sounds like an egg. Because Brad went to Washington, D.C. to advocate for his sister. I can't give you any more information than that, but that is why he said, asking for prayers. Wait, sorry, I'm new. Did you know Amy or just helping? Shan Finn. Just helping. I do not know Amy. I speak directly with the family. Good night, Crime Talk. Have a good rest of your night. I speak with the family directly. Well, I speak with Brad directly. So I do not know them. But I've been I would say I'm probably I'm going to say one of the, hey, Just the Mess. That's another cool name. I'm one of the first people that started reporting on Amy Bradley. And of course, my old account got got hacked. So it probably doesn't look like I was one of the original ones, but I believe I was one of the original ones to start talking about Amy Bradley. So I was able to get in touch with some of those close people and also some big names within the case. So that's that. Jen, he does. There's a level of trust there, 100%. 100%. Hey, I'm new here, Just a Mess. What are your overall thoughts? Still alive? Yes, I still believe she's still alive, 100%. And Shanfan, thank you. I believe she's still alive. I believe that she got off the ship. It's very hard for me. Thanks, Jen B. It's very hard for me to tell you directly, like, hey, she was taken off the ship by force or she got off the ship on her own, but she didn't go overboard. She got off that ship, but it wasn't by going overboard. But she did get off that ship. Don't know how yet. We have ideas that I've talked with the private investigator about. I can't unfortunately disclose a lot of it right now, just because it's active. But we have a feeling. Well, I can tell you certain things. But we have a feeling that she was brought to the bottom of the ship, and that's where she was waiting. Not waiting, but that's where she was waiting, so to speak, to be transferred to a different location or a different boat or a different person. Skulls. Are the two witnesses that saw Amy Yellen go up the elevator testify before the grand jury? So Skulls, we don't know. It's a great question. One of those two witnesses is Lori, and that's someone that we're trying to get on a live with myself, Sandy Ann, her, and Brad. But Brad's in Washington, D.C. right now, so we haven't been able to schedule it. But that is a question I do plan on asking Brad when he gets back from D.C. Because I've asked that question too. Because we don't know because that's not public information while the case is still open. Do you think during the transfer she was rugged or like, yes. If there was, you're welcome, Skulls. If it was an actual trafficking situation, a woman like Amy, he said they don't know. Okay, Jess, I'll confirm with Brad. I appreciate you though. Someone like Amy's a very strong personality, and very strong. I don't think she would have went willingly. Jess, if Brad brought that up on Crime Weekly and physically said it, then it's valid. Then I guess we don't know. Just the Mess. I'm here to discuss it with you, girl. What do you think about the person logging into the website on birthdays and holidays? Well, let me tell you guys something about the birthdays and holidays. Jess, I think I know what you're talking about. It's a very long interview. You almost have to drink 2 cups of coffee for it. Here's the thing about the IP addresses. You guys know what I'm about to do right now, right? All my OGs should know exactly what I'm about to do right now. What am I about to do? To all my OGs, what am I about to do? What am I about to do? Tell me. All the new people here that are brand new, Just the Mess, I know you're brand new. I do what we call a pulse check every 20 or so minutes to make sure people are paying attention to me and not making fun of me behind my back. So just so you know, this is my pulse check. So if you guys are listening and paying attention, say hi. You're listening, paying attention. If you guys are new and you haven't followed yet and you like how I cover cases, please consider following. My goal is to bring as much awareness to all these cases as I can. This is Amy Bradley, but we have a few more cases that we're going to start going into in the coming weeks. So again, if you like how I cover these cases, please consider following. Now, appreciate you, Mark. Hi, Just a Mess. So here's the thing about the IP addresses. Arthur, what's up? What's up, Tara? How are you? Here's the thing about the IP addresses. To me, the accent, why does everyone like my Boston accent? Anyways, the IP addresses, guys, you ready? That proves she's still alive. And that's not speculation. I'm going to tell you why. Now, this is my bedtime magic voice, by the way. This is if you guys are from the Boston area, Magic 106.7. Remember that back in the day? David Allen Boucher. Look at that. David Allen Boucher. Okay, so the IP addresses say to me she's still alive. If she was gone, there's no reason for anybody to be checking these IP addresses. If it's her checking these IP addresses, we know that she's alive. If it's someone overseeing her, then we know she's still alive. So if they're taking the time on birthdays and holidays yearly to keep checking, it means she's alive. Because I wouldn't do it if she wasn't. That's what tells me she's alive. That's probably the gut feeling. Now, obviously, I'm speculating. But what do you guys think about what I just said? Does that make sense? Why would you keep checking on if someone's not alive anymore? Why would you keep checking? Quite weird, right? So, that's how I feel. That, again, it's just my opinion. I could be way wrong. But that would make sense to me. Can you tell us when the IP addresses were last checked? Yeah, like 8 months ago, 9 months ago. No, I lied. I'm sorry. May was the last time it was checked, which is actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think is her birthday. I think her birthday is Amy's birthday. I think is May 10th, 11th, maybe something like that. May 10th or 11th. I think her birthday's like May 10th or 11th. Is it 12th? Is it May 12th? Okay, yeah, I was close. I was off by a day. But yeah, so that was the last time. Why are they messing with her on special occasions? I don't think they're messing with her on special occasions. I believe whoever it might be is overlooking and overseeing what is going on, how close people are getting, or have anyone passed away. They would use it to their advantage in some way, shape, or form. I wouldn't say they're messing with it, but they're just trying to keep tabs on everything, especially now. Thoughts on why she's not reaching out to the family, still under someone's control, fear? Just a mess. So, Virgie, yes, I am. So to answer your question, just a mess, it's hard for me to say, but she doesn't know that she wants to be found. She doesn't know, because her new life is different. This is her new normal. I believe Stockholm Syndrome is real. If you don't know what Stockholm Syndrome is, the person who takes you, you start to believe them. You start to kind of fall for them. You start to think that they're there to help you. You start to love them. You start to care for them. That's Stockholm Syndrome, in layman's terms. That with being rugged multiple times, manipulation. Like, guys, if you do this for a few months, 6 months, maybe even a year, Green Eye Girl, thank you so much. Even a year, you'd be like, okay, like you're starting to believe what they're saying. But she's been doing it for 27 years. So I think at this point, she's not trying to contact the family or anything because she doesn't know to do it, because it's buried deep in her subconscious mind that she's just not. Appreciate you, Marissa. She's just not thinking of it. Would her memories come back? Absolutely. Her memories would absolutely come back, but it would take a lot of time. Jenny Lynn or Amy, can you repin Virgie Wilson's comment, just because I want to say one more thing. Yes, I do think she'll be. I think we're going to get answers by the end of this year. I don't know what your name is, but you have two fists together. Real quick, guys. So a couple of things that I just said there, right, about everything being buried deep in their subconscious mind. Have you guys seen 50 First Dates? Yes or no? Jenny Lynn, thank you. If you wouldn't mind just leaving it there. Have you guys, Brad, thank you so much. Have you guys ever seen 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore? A bunch of you already know what I'm about to say, so sorry, guys. Okay, do you remember how Adam Sandler had to help Drew Barrymore remember what happened? He had to continuously play this video every day, be consistent about it, and eventually her memory started to come back. It's the same thing with Amy. They would have to do something similar. Show pictures, show videos, just constant reminders, therapy. That's the only way she's going to be able to get what's been buried, just like childhood trauma that most people have. It's buried. You have to keep talking about it and bring it to the surface to start working through it. And that's what they would have to do. Virgie, thank you for being patient. Do you have any information about Amy's case that you are legally obligated to withhold from us? Yes. Yes. Do you think certain officials are involved? Yes. There are international officials involved, yes. I believe she doesn't know anything anymore about her old life. Haley, yes, she doesn't remember it. It's buried. It's buried. It would come out eventually, but right now it's buried. Sadie, and so if there's certain things that we do know that we've been able to find out and figure out, there's names that we know that we cannot legally bring out, because if we put it out there, then those individuals could be alerted and then could go somewhere else. From what we understand, there's people that literally have eyeballs on some of these names. It's the best way I can explain it. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you guys more. I just can't. So you think all of her memories of her 20-something years forgotten as trauma response? I don't know if it was like completely forgotten, but it's buried deep, deep, deep. She would have to see, you're welcome, Sadie. She would have to see Brad. So that was something else someone else said, just the message. Would she recognize her family? She could walk by Brad, just like some of you can walk by somebody like, I just had deja vu. Like, I feel like I know that person. But you might just keep walking. But if she keeps seeing Brad and then Brad starts talking to her, showing her pictures, showing her proof of memory. What's up, Lex? How are you? Then yes, eventually, yes, she will start to come around. Like she could literally, and I know a lot of some people may not. Absolutely, Jen, she has, but all Brad has to do is show pictures from years back. The other thing, guys, is, and I know I may catch some conflict here for this, and I mean this in a respectful way. She might walk right by her mom, dad, or Brad and have no idea. They may have no idea, and honestly, they may have no idea too because she doesn't look like this anymore. She doesn't. She doesn't look like this anymore. Everyone keeps focusing on, in the U.S., Haley, everyone keeps focusing on the one picture from the FBI with age progression, but that's all you're looking at. So guys, hear me out. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm gonna rant for about 30 seconds. I'm gonna say, what do you guys think? So everyone's focused on one picture. It's this picture right here of Amy Bradley. And then, Kayla, I'll get to you. And then the FBI did an age progression. So everyone's focused on that one picture right here with age progression. Well, the problem is that's all you're looking for is just that one age progression photo. Well, what if we had 5 or 6 or 7 different photos where at one point she had blonde hair, if you remember. Another time she had a hat on. Imagine if we had 5, 6 photos with age progression. They would all look so different. Then you'd be like, well, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking for anymore. So everyone's focused on one picture with age progression. That's why I say, guys, think critically and think outside the box. Not every short-haired woman is Amy Bradley. Think outside the box. So what do you guys think of that explanation? Perfect. This is a familiar nose and mass accent, but new account. Oh, you said nose? Really? My own moderator making fun of my nose is great. Marissa, here's the thing. She went with that guy from the boat, so she blames herself and is ashamed of them. Oh, you're a medium. Sorry, Marissa. I remember you said I'm a medium. I get it now. Sorry. Katie, you're not going to make me say that whole thing again. Yes, guys, this is my new account. My last account, Laugh and Grind, did get hacked. That's why they're making, if you see a little hamster emoji, I say, guys, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your hamsters, tell everybody, because this is a brand new account. I have no affiliation with the other account. It's hacked. I have no affiliation. Keep reporting it. Eventually, TikTok will take it down. So, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your hamsters. What was the last theory? Someone just said, tell us about your last theory. What was that? And yes, guys, if any of you subscribe to my prior account, unsubscribe. Appreciate you. Yep, hamsters. She could have completely different look, like long bleach hair. Yeah, I mean, Jen, yeah, she could absolutely look completely and utterly different, which is what I assume. Do you think this case will be solved soon? Michelle, that's a tough question to answer. It's a tough question to answer because I think we're going to get answers soon. I don't think we're going to be finding her soon, but I think we're going to get answers soon. We may even know exactly where she is soon. But I don't think we'll be able to find her yet, or at least have her back soon, if that makes sense. Case is going to still take a while. 100%, Haley. 100% Joy Love. Is it Alyssa or Elisa? Should we know who she is if she was able to view the website? Should we know who she is? I don't believe it's her. I don't believe it's her because if she's able to view the website, she's able to see her family and how much her family is hurting. Yes, Sarah, he is. I don't think she would do that to her family at this point. Yes, unsubscribe from the other account, not this account. What would it take to remove her from who she's with? Oof. Lori, that's a loaded question. What would it take to remove her from who she's with? The freaking military. And a lot of money. So for you guys that don't know how trafficking or organized crime rings work, You don't just go in there and say, hey, oh, by the way, we're just going to go grab her real quick. You cool with that? We're just going to grab it. Don't even look. Just look the other way. She won't even know. She won't even know. It's not how it works. It's going to take a lot of money. We're talking millions. And that's why I'm a little bit on the fence. Just a mess. I'll get you in a second. I'm a little bit on the fence. Grace, don't worry about subbing to this new account yet. We'll get there. Don't worry about it yet. Save your cash for right now. I'm a little on the fence about the Kardashians being involved. And the reason why, I'm a little bit on the fence is because I feel like the value for her just skyrocketed. For example, in organized crime, you always have negotiators. And the negotiators typically say, look, you want her back, it's going to be $5 million. And you figure out how you're going to get the money. And the money is given to them and they release the person. Sometimes they don't, but most of the time they do. The problem is now that the Kardashians are potentially involved, from what we understand, 5 million could be a friggin' 100 million because they're billionaires. So I feel like that value just skyrocketed. So that's why I'm a little skeptical about having them involved. I know Kim Kardashian called Iva. There hasn't really been anything going on from what we understand. Maybe it's behind the scenes. But we don't know. Official Shorty Love, how do you know so much about this topic? Prior experience. Work experience, life experience. That's the way I can answer. Lori, I am saying I have a feeling she's still alive. What if she doesn't want to be found? If she didn't want to be found, we would know. We would absolutely know. Appreciate your Troy Love. We would know by now if she didn't want to be found. Someone would have communicated already by now with the government saying she doesn't want to be found. She's an adult. She wants to be left alone. She's alive and well. And that would have been it. So that's how we know. Sunnyside, why would they have kept her alive? What was the question? It went away. For years. So, Sunnyside, I think you brought this up a minute ago, and I apologize. Iva Bradley, Felicia. It's Amy Bradley's mom. Sunnyside, you brought this up a few minutes ago. I'm sorry I didn't respond. So, for all of you that are asking a lot of questions about why would they keep her alive, or she would be older now, why would they keep her alive? Guys, here's one thing about trafficking two things about trafficking that a lot of people don't know. They don't discriminate. If they can make $1, they're going to keep you around. They don't care. If they can keep making money off of you somehow, some way, they do not care. Hey, Petra, older women are still valuable. Now, they could be valuable for adult services, and they can also be like recruiters. They could be mother figures to other, trafficked females. They have value for them, trust me. And here's the other thing. This isn't back in the day, guys. This isn't back in the 80s and 90s where someone can unalive you and no questions are asked. No, that's not how it is nowadays. Too many people have camera. Everyone has a camera now. Everyone has a phone with a camera. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's not like, oh, we don't need you anymore. We're just going to throw you into the ocean. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's like Green Eyed Girl, like you said, it's a business. If they get rid of you, they're losing money. So actually, the longer they keep you, the more money they're going to make. Could they potentially end her life because of all the attention? No, they don't care. They wouldn't care about the attention. If anything, they're laughing. They're like, look at all these idiots talking about it. We got her. You don't have her. We got her. You know what I mean? So for me, my honest opinion is no. Like, all this publicity is not going to matter. Sunnyside, so it wouldn't be that they're paying her. It's not really how crime rings work. Typically, they'll put you in a house. They'll make sure your bills, or there's really no bills, but they'll make sure your groceries are there. Your cabinets are filled with groceries. They'll make sure that they provide you with the car. So you really don't have to spend money. They do it all for you. If that makes sense. Did you see the video of her doing karaoke in 2023? It wasn't her, Amaris, excuse me. It wasn't her. Was there some kind of update today? Brad's in Washington, D.C. advocating for his sister. I can't go into much detail beyond that, though. I can't go into detail about who he's speaking to, but he's in Washington, D.C. advocating for his sister. And for him to take a flight to Washington, D.C., I know it's not really that far. Actually, probably didn't even take a flight. He's in Virginia. It's a big deal. Do you feel officials know who has her? Oh, 100%. 100%. Absolutely, 100%. We have an idea already who it is, but can't disclose it. But officials do, actual real, like real officials. Because I'm not in law enforcement anymore. They know a lot more than I do. So, where would they put her remains if she were to pass if they ended her life? Because people have cameras. It depends on where they're located. If they are in South America somewhere, there's literally miles upon miles, acres upon acres of dense rainforests. They can literally be buried somewhere. You'll never find them. Stuff like that. But eventually somebody would, like years later. But that's typically what they would do. But even then, like there's helicopters going around crazy. Like people would see something. I know it's very eerie, but that's how it works. What do you think of the letter she wrote to Molly? What's up, Liz? So I think the letter to Molly was just pretty much saying like, hey, I feel like I'm on an island alone because I don't know, like my family doesn't accept me completely. I don't think they accepted her right away. But I also feel like she felt alone because she really wanted her back, Molly back, and Molly wasn't really answering her. They decided finally that they were going to get together after she got back from the cruise. So I don't think it was a cry for help, Haley. I don't think it was an unaliving note or a self-unaliving note. See, Ashley, I told you. But I do believe that it was her way of saying, I feel like I'm on an island. I miss you. I want you back. I feel like I'm alone without you. I feel like I'm in a world without you. Like, I believe it's like that. It's absolutely Alyssa or Elisa, I'm sorry. It's absolutely ironic, but I don't think there's any connection there. It was very coincidental. From what I understand, it was sent on February 24th, 1998, and she went missing March 24th, 1998. So it was like definitely very beyond coincidental, almost eerie. But that's what I believe. I think it was just coincidental. That's all. I believe that too. I believe she felt bad for hurting Molly 100%. Do you think they'll find her before the end of the year? I believe we'll have answers before the end of the year. Alisa, thank you. I'm sorry, I was pronouncing your name wrong. Jen B, what is the red Jeep about? You guys want to know what the red Jeep is? The whole red Jeep little inside statement. Do you guys want to know what that is? Do you guys remember what it is? There's two different questions there. I don't know which one I want to run with. Just whatever you guys want. So do you guys? All right. So the red Jeep thing was. Maybe I'll just tell you how I told it yesterday. So. In regards to Amy Bradley and seeing people that look like Amy Bradley, right? Short-haired women. I said, guys, just because you see a woman with short hair does not mean that it's Amy Bradley. For example, if I tell you all right now, hey, go out tomorrow and look for a red Jeep, your brain will start picking out red Jeeps left and right. You'll see it parked. You'll see it in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. You'll see it at a supermarket. You'll see it here. You'll see it there. You'll see it everywhere because this is all you're looking for is women with short hair, and you immediately think that's Amy Bradley. Well, like, no, it's not. It's just the fact that your brain is focused on just one image. So that was the whole red Jeep, scenario. How do they find new things about the case when it's been so long? C, do you want to know how you find out new pieces of a case after it's been for so long? And she absolutely probably has red hair. Excuse me, not red hair, long hair, excuse me. The answer C is this. People like me. People like me, not just me, but people like me talking about it. People like me discussing it because we're bringing more information out there. Like if you guys look at some of my videos, a lot of the videos that I'm doing, no one else has done. If you guys notice, I don't copy anybody's videos. You guys notice all my content, even other creators with Amy Bradley, even when I was doing Karen Reed, Mara Murray, if you notice, like whenever you see my videos, none of it sounds like anybody else. They're all just me. Just me. So it's like the way my brain works is I'm able to pick things apart and figure things out. Supermarket. I'm able to pick things out. So I never take anybody else's stuff. So to answer you, see, it's people like me that bring it out and put it out there for you. I'll talk about the sightings in 1 second. Actually, the sightings are right here. So let's talk about the sightings real quick. I know a lot of people have been asking about sightings. No, Elizabeth, I do not. Appreciate you, Jen. What'd you say? Oh, that was funny. I actually kind of thought that was funny. Where is it? Ashley C. I thought I didn't have to hear the name Karen Reed again. Sorry, didn't mean to say Karen Reed. I won't say Karen Reed again. Sometimes I forget about Karen Reed, but I won't say Karen Reed again. Anyways, the sightings. So, how do you feel about the band member and how he reacted to his daughter? I'll go into that. Amy or Jenny Lynn, if you can make sure that that comment stays there. If it goes away, just repin it, please. So here's how I feel about the sightings, Karen Reed. This is how I feel about the sightings. I don't believe any of them. The only one I believe is one, and that's William Hefner, the U.S. Navy officer, Karen Reed. And so the reason, you like that? The reason I believe him is because he made a couple of statements. Appreciate you, Ashley. He made a couple of statements that don't really add up. Yep, William Hefner, the U.S. Navy petty officer. He brought up Karen Reed. He brought up things that didn't make sense. Like, can you guys tell me right now, what color do her eyes look right now? What color? What color does Amy's eyes look in this picture right now? What does it look like? What color? Okay, I'm seeing all the same general answers. Brown, right? Look brown. Okay, now, would you agree that this is a pretty well lit picture behind me? Like, would you agree that there was some pretty good lighting, a well lit picture? Could we all agree on that? Perfect. Now, you guys do know that her eyes are green, right? So how would he know about her eyes being green if this is a very well lit picture right here? And when he saw her in a brothel, which is also a bar, it's typically dim lighting and everyone's eyes look dark brown in dim lighting. So how did he know her eyes were green? To me, you only know that because you probably purchased her. Because you had to have been up close and personal in a room that had more lighting, and then you would know her eyes were green. So in my opinion, he purchased her, or bought her. What's up, Becky? He purchased her, bought her, but didn't want to disclose that information. So he's the one that I believe the most. However, I believe he omitted a lot of information. Whew. Sometimes, like when I make points like that, I get overwhelmed internally. Like my body starts to sweat from the inside of my body. I'm sorry, there was a question up here earlier, a minute ago, and I asked Jenny Lynn, I think, to pin it, and you did, and I completely forget. Those age progressions of pics of Cindy out there are wild. Yes, the long hairs. Yes, the long hair ones, yes. Law of vibrations, thank you. Oh, the band, that's right. So, thank you guys for paying attention. I suck. Karen Reed. Anyways, we're going to move on from that joke. It's not really getting any laughter anymore. So, Zuri, how do I feel about the band member and how he reacted to his daughter? I think he felt attacked. I think he felt like she was questioning him, and he felt like he was Chicky Bean. I feel like he felt like he was being set up. And if you don't know Zuri, I had Amika, his daughter Amika. I had her on my live twice, 2 days in a row. I had her on one with Brad, which is on my YouTube channel, and then I had another one where I wasn't recording it, but she popped in and she like requested to come up, and I just accepted her, and she was here, and I asked her a bunch of questions, Zuri, about the interview with her father, and I said, at any way, do you feel like he was not pressed hard enough for his answers? And she goes, oh, he wasn't pressed at all. He would have lost it. He would have gotten very angry and frustrated if they continued. Good night, K3. Would have continued to get angry and frustrated because because he was being pressed for information. She said it was I think I said, do you believe it was a soft interview? And she said, I do. Green. I said, yes, I do. Okay. Green. Yeah, she said he doesn't like rejection. He doesn't like to get angry. Doesn't like any of that stuff. Appreciate you. Amy Bradley. What? If the pics in the suitcase was true, that's pretty incriminating. So yes, however, we don't know if those pictures actually belong to Yellow or actually was within his possession. because the only one that saw those pictures, according to what we know, is his ex-wife. That's it. So we need to be able to verify that that information came directly from Yellow, or like it was directly there, because the only one that said it was the ex-wife, and we haven't heard from the ex-wife. Yes, it was in the house, but again, it's coming from the ex-wife. We haven't heard from the ex-wife yet. Do we all agree that Jazz is Amy? I believe it's Amy. I believe it's Amy. That's just my own opinion, but I believe it's Amy. Is the father-daughter relationship with Yellow is just weird? She doesn't have much of a relationship with her father. Amika Douglas does not have much of a relationship with her dad, from what we understand. They spoke that time. I think she said she hasn't even seen him and never met her little girl. I think she has, I don't know if she has one or two kids, but I think she has two kids. And she said he's never met any of her kids. So Jazz is, okay, so do you guys remember, by yes or no, do you guys remember the picture of the woman that was like, it looked like an escort, and she was on a bed, and that was the picture that was posted everywhere? It was sent to the Bradley family in 2005. That was Jazz. She goes by the name of Jazz. It was like a Caribbean escort site or something. That was Jazz. And people are saying, do you think Jazz was Amy? Because the FBI did a facial recognition and a facial reconstruction where they put it together and they lined up her nose, her cheekbones, her jawline, her chin, I want to say her ears too, and her shoulders. And they said, with certainty, I would put my career on the line that this is her. But again, they didn't do like a DNA analysis to prove it because they weren't able to. But they said, we believe it is her. And I think Ivor Bradley also believes it was her as well, or it is her as well. Yes, her cheekbones are real specific. What do I think? I think it's her. I believe that was her. I believe, like, if you put those pictures together, also this here, I don't know with the orbital bone. I think this is the orbital bone. I might be lying to you, but here is very, very distinct right here on this side. It actually kind of goes up a little bit, and it's the same thing that Jazz had. So to me, it does look like her. If shoes are on the balcony, did she leave the room barefoot or another pair? I would assume that most women probably pack more than one pair of shoes, more than one pair of sandals. Do you see this picture here where she's in a gown? She probably wasn't wearing those Birkenstock style sandals. She was probably wearing like a sneaker or like a heel or something like that. So I believe she probably had another pair of shoes with her. Do you know where Jazz was being sold at the time? It was in the Caribbean. We don't know specifically where. It was on, Christy was on a Caribbean escort site. We don't know specifically where it was, like where she was, but it was a Caribbean escort site. At least I don't know specifically, unless I missed that detail. But I'm pretty sure, I do know it was a Caribbean escort site. I don't know if it was like linked to a specific country or not. Can we talk about why we don't believe the other eyewitnesses? We can. So I don't believe David Carmichael, and I don't believe Judy. Here's the reason why. Judy is the one that saw her in a bathroom, allegedly, and David Carmichael is the one that mentions seeing her on the beach. He was scuba diving. Here's the problem. There was two scuba divers. Only David Carmichael spoke. So nobody can verify his statements or the sighting. Judy, there was two people involved, right? There was two people involved. And Judy also had a husband. We didn't hear from him either. So he didn't verify anything either. So there's a lot of unverified statements, and that's why it's really, really tough for me to say I really believe any of them. Do you think the bathroom setting could have went a little different? Yeah. I think what they should have done, was call the police when they got back, something like that. I think they should have done that. 100% I believe that they should have done that. They should have called the police saying, hey, there's a woman being held against her will. You have to do something. Maybe report it anonymously, but not a single sighting ever reported that, and that's a problem to me. I watched a little bit of it, but that's it. I watched a little bit of it, but that was it. Yeah, nothing was reported, and that's really bad. That's really bad. So guys, I'm gonna do a quick Q&A before we hop off. We will be live tomorrow, so you guys know I did 2 lives today, so I'm a little tired. But plus, gotta go out there, right? Gotta be a husband, right? So we'll do a quick Q&A for a few minutes. If you guys are cool with it, Amy and Jenny Lynn, if you're ready, we'll do a real quick Q&A. Before we do it, we have our first All-Star Live coming up on Monday. It's this upcoming Monday, September 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's myself, AD, if you guys know AD, Kristen K, Moto, and Todd Anthony. There's 5 of us. We will be doing more as well with other creators, but those are the ones for this upcoming Monday. This live will be recorded, so you guys will see it on my YouTube channel, which is Laugh and Grind 1. Laugh and Grind 1. That is my YouTube channel. So you guys will be able to see some of the lives. So if you're unable to attend, or you got to hop off for whatever reason, or it's late depending on your time zone, you guys can see it there as well. Lastly, if you guys don't know, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's okay. My last account was hacked. Laugh and Grind, the original account, it was hacked. So at this point, we're starting completely brand new. I have no affiliation with that account, so just report it, block it. We have to move on from it. There's nothing more we can do about it. It is what it is. Appreciate you, Jerry. So I appreciate all the brand new followers. I saw a whole bunch of you just come through, especially over the last hour. So thank you guys so much for all the new followers. I greatly appreciate it. Jenny Lynn or Amy, if you guys are ready, let's do a real quick Q&A. And then we will hop off and just check my story, guys. I always put when I'm going to be live again. It's always the next day, and I always put the actual time and everything on there. Have we tried to get an interview with the ex-wife? Apparently, she won't speak, from what Amika said. She said she might, but she hasn't spoken yet. And if anyone's going to speak to the ex-wife, it's going to be the investigator and Brad. It won't be me, meaning like they're going to have that interview before I would, and rightfully so. Do they know where she is area-wise, and how would we go about getting her out of there? You're not going to get her out of there. Unless she's in the U.S., you're not going to get her out of there because she would have constant surveillance around there. They would need to be negotiated to get out of there, and you would need some form of firepower to go in and out of there. You'd have to go in there with force, military, stuff like that. They would need like a whole operation. Have I reached out to Oscar Alexander? No. No reason to. He's just going to tell us what Yellow will tell us. So, no, I have not. You can't go undercover. So, if she's in the U.S. and it's confirmed she's in the U.S., yes, they can do undercover work, but it's not going to be that easy. You can't just go in there and take someone and say, hey, come with us. It doesn't work like that. Especially if she doesn't even know. Like, if she doesn't know that she's missing, she's going to feel like she's being abducted. She's not going to know. Any more info on the luggage that said he had to deliver? No. That was the first time we heard about it. So that right now is still in we call the discovery phase, which is a phase that we're trying to figure out all the information and confirm what's true and what's not. Still in the discovery phase. In order to use military, the president needs to be involved. Yes. Yes, the president would need to be the commander-in-chief, which he is. And he would have to be the one to deploy these individuals. So yes. Thoughts on the California lady here on TikTok that swears she saw Amy and identified the tattoos? Show us the tattoos, take a picture, take a video, send it to amybradleyismissing@gmail.com. Not you, Justin Matz. I'm talking about like that individual. I feel like there's a lot of people that continuously say, I saw her, I saw the tattoo, but we don't see it. They don't send us pictures for us to see it either. So for me, just like you said, Whitney, I don't believe those tattoos are even still there. If like those tattoos are identifiable signatures or identifiable symbols and marks, they're not going to be there. Thoughts on Trump getting involved, finding her? I think our president of the United States have a lot going on. I don't usually typically talk politics on my page, but like him getting involved, finding Amy, I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know where to start with that. I don't know. I think he's got so many things going on. I don't know if he would get himself involved with this. The Bradley family would have to go through some channels before they got there. Why not just purchase her and then just keep her? Well, Susan, if she's international, you can't do that because she's on international soil. It would not uphold in court. They would have to release her probably in 15 minutes. Can't do it. There's a petition out there for Trump to get involved, but yeah, there might be a petition. I haven't seen it, but it's probably going to take a lot of signatures. Do you think it would get violent if military did intervene to get her? No. No. It would definitely get violent if she's not in the U.S. 100%. But the U.S. wouldn't get involved at that point. There would be international forces would be involved with that, and the assistance of the U.S. Do you think it's a good idea for the family to do ancestry in case there are kids? They can, but you have to know who those kids are. You can't just go around randomly testing people. You know what I mean? You'd have to. Those kids would have to say, "Yep, I'm Amy Bradley's kids," and then they would have to test them. But from what I understand, there's already DNA samples on file from the family. So if they do find children, or the children do say, "I'm Amy Bradley," they can take a sample and confirm it. Why does she not let her family know she's alive? Because I think she doesn't truly remember. Like at this point, she doesn't really remember the life before being taken. As I said before, guys, Stockholm Syndrome is real. It's a real thing. She also has no phone. She probably doesn't have an iPad, tablet, nothing like that. She's not calling people, guys. She's not living a regular life like we're all living. She's not paying a Verizon bill every month or whatever, a T-Mobile bill every month, guys. It doesn't work like that. She's not doing that. They give her an iPad that has parent restrictions all over it. Like, and you know, that's just how it works, you know. And obviously, I think a couple of you guys just said it. Her name probably isn't even Amy anymore. It's a completely different name. So, but guys, I'm gonna head off for the night. It is 9 o'clock our time. I've done a couple of lives. I'm pretty tired. But all the new followers, all the great conversations, guys, I appreciate every single one of you as we continue to build back. You're welcome, Vicky. As we continue to build back. Good night, Brad. This account, I know it was, you know, when it was hacked, we had a great group there, great community there. You guys have all shown up for me. You guys have all reshared my videos, reshared my posts. You guys have done so much, you know, selfless work for me to help me regain it all back. So greatly appreciate you all. Take a look at my story. Probably in the next hour, I will be putting up when I'm going to be live tomorrow. It's always at a different time, but I'll put that up so you guys can see it, and then we'll be able to chat from there. But other than that, guys, have a good rest of your night. Thanks, guys, for all the conversation, and have a good one. Good night.